As promised, this is a video about statute of frauds. As I was reading your Chapter 5 homework, I realized that a majority of you did not have a good grasp of what the statute of frauds is. This is a concept we brought with us from England. It's a medieval legal concept that says that certain types of contracts are subject to fraudulent opportunities, let's say. And so opportunities for parties to take advantage of one another, to take advantage of the court system. And so the statute says that certain types of contracts must be in writing. Okay, and almost every state has adopted some form of the statute of frauds, and Georgia is no different. It says that if your contract deals with these particular issues, then it must be in writing. Okay, so the first one that I want to talk about is if it has to do with real property, it needs to be in writing. That one is pretty easy to comprehend. If it has to do with real property, it needs to be a written contract. Okay, if it deals with a contract that cannot be completed within 1 year, 365 days, then it needs to be in writing. Exception to that is if there is the possibility that it could be completed within 1 year, then it doesn't require a writing. Okay? If it deals with paying the debt of another, guaranteeing the debt of another, then it needs to be in writing. So if your mother or father agrees to guarantee your car loan, then it needs to be in writing. It's for the debt of another. Okay? Commitments to lend money need to be in writing. An agreement made in consideration of marriage needs to be in writing. Now, that does not include asking someone to marry you. It means if you have an agreement with regard to property or something that's going to happen to your assets, if the marriage doesn't work, basically what we consider to be prenuptial agreements or even anti-nuptial agreements, those need to be in writing. Okay? If an executor or an administrator of an estate promises to pay a debt of another out of their own estate, then that requires a writing. Okay? If they're saying that we're going to pay the debts out of the estate that is in question, then that doesn't require a writing. Okay? I think that covers all of the subsections of the statute. The Georgia statute of frauds is OCGA 13-5-30. It's in your text, but make sure you read it. You may want to go and access it in Lexis and take a look at cases that have been decided related to the statute of frauds. I hope that helps. Oh, one I did forget is if it is for the sale of goods more than $500, then it needs to be in writing. The other caveat I wanted to say is just because you have a circumstance of a contract in one of these situations and there's not a writing, that doesn't automatically mean that it's not going to be enforced. It simply means that now we're going to have to rely on oral testimony to establish what the contract said, and that's when things get messy. So it's always best to have a written contract. And there's no requirement really that it needs to be, a 5-page, 10-page contract. It can be very simple. It can be on a napkin, but it needs to be in writing. Okay? I hope that helps, and good luck on your next assignment.